What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got a match on Quarry. Yeah, the infamous Quarry, and this is a not a very frequently played map. Um, this is actually the first map I ever played overworld in conflict. I remember I spawned as USSR. I put my artillery units back here, and I spammed artillery to my heart's content, and it was a good time. Haven't really played a lot of competitive games on it. I know competitive games have been played on it. This is one of those maps that just like you play it in pubs and you don't really like it that much. And the structure of it is you've got this area which is like an infest. You got tons of buildings and tons of trees, and it's a two pointer. You've got this. You got two tricky 3 pointers that kind of either side is going to have they should have a good hold on, and they're both kind of divided by cliffs, although this one is a lot more dramatic. And then you got this big ass open space here, which just turns into a tank support fight with a little bit of inf until they all get burned. Now, the teams are pretty good, so we've got me, some noobs, some decent noobs, and then some some classics. And the other side is a pretty strong team as well. And see here, we're denying the cap, and this is why you don't start with like just already noob city. And I'm getting out of there. Although I probably could have stayed and killed that last support and then feasted on those delicious heavy arties. But I pull back. I play conservatively, and yeah, we stuffed that cap. And really, stuffing this cap is critical for either team. Like, their Revlif is coming in. He's, you know, a minute late and $1 short. Although he does manage to wipe out only one tank, which is good. But we get the cap. They also get the cap, but it's severely delayed. And this is why we put a lot. Like, nothing here, everything here. This is it's like a weird strategy. I guess like you just see that shit in pubs, but it's not a good strategy. Like, you shouldn't overcommit. And what we'll see throughout this game is just massive overcommittal to this side. We got Stranik and like got two support players, like two infantry players, and an armor player. Meanwhile, like, they've capped this, and this is a scary combination. You got Gut on armor, Bloody on support, Rev on air, and then Skunk is doing inf. I'm guessing. That's trouble. That's a troublesome team. The rest of their team is pretty weak, but we got some stinkers on our team, so it's kind of even. And I think we'll see some changes in the team composition as well. And honestly, I don't know how to play this map optimally, especially on a pub. I don't really have that much to say. What I'm gonna do is try to not get air to air because Bloody is on the other team, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna try to help us cap this, and I'm gonna shred the arty noobs. And I get pretty down to the ground with the microing the choppers, trying to like not die and embarrass myself, because it's always a good strategy not to embarrass yourself. But we'll see how that goes. And yeah, we kick the AFK. That's a good move. And this is nice, like Schmitty pushing the anti-tank up and getting the line of sight. It doesn't help though. Demur, I think, is trying to do too much here. He's got stationary units getting RD'd. He's got an AA somewhere over here. Yeah, forting unnecessarily, and I'm killing. Oh, you know, I love it. Just killing shit. And I'm going greedy. I'm going for the third guy, even though there's like an AA and an inf up there, and I'm surrounded. How's it gonna? Am I gonna do it? Oh, I pussy out. I kill the support, And yeah, I probably should be over here. Like I could have been over here wiping, but you know that's what Frennic's for. Frennic is gonna play good, and I'm gonna kill arty noobs. He got to kill some arty noobs before, so. And yeah, we've got a lot. Like, look at this. Just, you know, Ramen, if you're watching this, like, you don't have to put all your units in the buildings all at the same time. This is a good position. And I've actually been impressed by your infantry play before, so yeah, it's a start. And then, yeah, we've got a shortage of repairs because the repair jeep is doing its own thing over there. I'm begging for a repair here and not getting it, and I have to like fix all my beat up choppers. Meanwhile, I could be killing shit over here, but I'm not. And I mean, yeah, that's why it's not very optimal for an air player to go and kill choppers or kill artillery with your choppers, especially in a big like this map is huge, and it's very divided. Look at this blob, just ooh. And here's a lesson in armor. We're gonna see a lot of armor players not knowing where to put their tanks on this map, and yeah, this map is very hard to position tanks. But generally, like if you're defending this, you want to put some tanks along this ridge and make sure that they can shoot down into here. Also, tanks over here shooting down into here. This is why I think like what side? What is this on? Yeah, NATO. Like, USSR side is very. It's a very tough time defending this. If NATO can hold this and this, this is a no-go zone. And here we go. I'm trying to pick off. I missed. Oh man, I missed my good micro. Fuck's sake. Denying the skunk from getting in here is critical. You know, if infantry gets in here, then your game is over pretty much. And Goot's got a nice Goot overextended tank. It's going down. Now my mindset is just pure terror, and we got it. Terror this entire game because I know Bloody is just waiting for enough TA to do unspeakable things to my choppers with his damn things. Oh yeah, and here, while we're waiting for that, here's their big push. Okay, they ignore this side, and because they realize like this is a problem, this situation here. And you know our tanks are overextending and running in a line, and it's already starting for me. I've split off one chopper to get repaired, and I go and try to help clean up. I drop a heavy arty on him to shake him up, and just lurk all around. And now there's this overextended tanks like Sky King's got. You know, I just don't think they have enough enough support in this game. And yeah, we clean them up. Although these ranked up infantry are brutal. Like there's no snipers at all. That's a problem. But yeah, we clean it up well, and now they have to go all the way to the other side, and we even push into their spawn. And yeah, I guess like, oh yeah, and there we go. He kills us, like he just spawned, man. That's brutal. But yeah, they've got arty back here, like up the ass. It's not helping them, and just providing support on this map, like on this side, support's very tough. If you're against a good armor player, you're gonna get sniped in the open, and there's not a lot of cover. Over here, it just sucks because you're in like a death trap. Yeah, Frennic goes and cleans him up. And this is what we've been doing the whole game. Like, look at this tick. It's brutal. We've just been decapping this. Like, who cares? And we've been holding this pretty solidly. Like, if you can hold this and decap this, you're going to win. Like, if a team is going to overcommit and, like... Oh, yeah, and here we go. What's this? Oh, it's a cluster bomb. Okay. I want to count up the proof of how many air-to-airs were you expended to get me. So I'm going to keep a close eye on those jets. But yeah, if you don't hold this, it's big trouble. And like holding this, like whatever. Yeah, you can push. Like this is a pretty easy spot to hold for the NATO side, so you just shouldn't even worry about it. Um, if obviously if you can hold it and this, you're gonna win anyways. But like, look at this. They just can't hold. Like this is such a bastard to hold. Like unless you have inf in the woods, and then like support kind of hiding here, and then like a couple tanks. Um, I mean, I wouldn't send trucks out there. Like, and yeah, look at like Wally has come in and Stoop. So suddenly this team is very dangerous. Like they've just got a cloud of very good air players running around. They've got a good tank player. They've got an obnoxious support player. You know, it's troublesome, but they're just failing on holding this. And I mean, we've got this locked down, even though it's kind of newbie. Like we've just got a bunch of inf hiding in the back, not doing anything, and like we got a line of tanks just sitting there. You know, these tanks, where they should be is right here, lighting these guys up. Like this guy shouldn't be able to walk down here with a support. And then here we go. We're gonna kill the support, pop flares, kill more support and the tank. And now I could, I guess, overcommit and try to take out that guy, but I know what's coming. So I'm gonna play conservatively and back off. And meanwhile, we're air-to-airing Wally, which is always good to see. So yeah, it's very tough to hold this, but like to... Yeah, and I'm trolling it. Like, Homer Simpson, he's a nice guy. He's new. Like, yeah, these tanks should be engaging the enemy, not just sitting in a line. And saying that, like, all this inf should be engaging the enemy and pushing to here and pushing to here. You don't just sit here and defend. But... You know, this is still something you gotta learn. Especially on a map like Quarry. Like, nobody's even played Quarry well, I would say. Like, I can't find any good replays of it in my collection. Yeah, pop a tank and run. You know, I probably could have wiped out this guy, but... Yeah. I don't want to fuck up, lose my scout, and then lose all my ranked up choppers. I'm just gonna circle back. He's already blown his smoke. Oh yeah. This is wasteful. Again, dropping a radar. But I wanted to kill that tank, because now he's naked here. Like, these guys can go and run riot if they don't get cluster bombed. Yeah, so popping heavies is the way to go. And we're just going to speed this up a little bit, because it would appear that, you know, things are going well. Like, we still hold this. We're, like, fighting over this. I'm dodging air-to-airs there, I think. But the weather is turning, and so are our fortunes. Just because I think the good players really start to make themselves felt, especially like the 3 competent airs, and we're just fighting over trying to keep this from getting capped. And that's, you never want to just be the most, like, if you're a chopper player and you're the most forward units, you know, hovering over a CP, it's not where you want to be. There's just so much shit that's gonna kill you. You know, bloody shit hiding there, guys in the woods. This is brutal. And I think, yeah, the big problem is, like, Demor, I don't know, yeah, he's spread out all over the map trying to do a million things at once. Like, he's all the way over here. And there I got air-to-aired again. You know, he's all the way over here. We got so much support here and nothing over here. And it's just a futile attack every time. And, you know, it could be a little different. Like, you could have... Like, if Demar can see like, hey, Strength's got this covered. Like there's like a wall of AA, and it's not like the AA is even protecting anything. Like the tanks aren't doing shit. I'm begging for some help here. I noticed like yeah, visibility sucks. It's really hard to micro. I think I gotta change a setting or something, like turn off weather. I thought I already turned off clouds. Here's me just fucking up. Like watch, yeah, scout dies somehow. I lose everything. Yeah, that's frustrating. Um, yeah, the weather on this map gets really bad, and you have to zoom in to like see what shit's going on. Like you can't see planes coming in. It's hard, and it's terrible nuke, awful. Um, you shouldn't nuke on this map, and I guess it's decent to do it, but yeah, terrible nuke. And now they get a huge tick on us. They decap this. They've recapped this. They've got this. It looks like we're in trouble. Yeah, and he knows it's a noob nuke. And the only thing that's we've got going for us is that we have a gigantic lead, and we can just coast on that. But they've got the death position set up. I mean, Schmitty's trying to hold. At least you have this kind of thing for your flank, but there's just nothing here. And Demar, he's all alone because all the armor players have just been getting killed the entire time, nonstop. And I guess they've stopped dropping, or they're dropping in late. Or Navigator's gone. Yeah, Navigator's switched from armor and gone full YOLO medium anti-air spam. You know, beautiful. And I guess when you're against 3 obnoxiously good air players, that's all you can do. Just make a big retarded train of this shit. And we get back. Yeah, we decap this. And the newbie flank has completely collapsed. I'm not surprised. They're just getting completely dominated over there. At least this is prickly enough that no one's gonna want to just send their choppers in. And here we go. See, it's cloudy. I zoom in and boom to try to kill this shit, and I get cleaned up by this fucking air-to-airs. You know, and fuck you, Bloody. I'm gonna blame the weather on that one. But it was a nicely played. Like he placed it to come from this direction, and if you're thoughtful enough to take the time and orient where the chopper's or where the plane's gonna come from, try to get it to come from this direct, like, because you got to assume the player that you're gonna air to air is gonna be looking this direction, for example. So if you make the plane come in from like behind their camera, and Bloody leaves because he knows he lost, because he wasted too much TA on trying to snipe Ponter's choppers, and he lost the game. So yeah, and that goes for a lot of TA. Like if you didn't know that you can orient, I should do it in a live game, but you can orient the direction of the TA, and that's important for like things like airstrikes, so your cluster bombs don't run into a fucking building or something, or your airstrikes don't get blocked by terrain. You can choose it, but for air to airs, if you need a critical air to air that the guy's not going to notice, try to get it with an uppercut, you know. And yeah, that's Quarry. I've had more bad games than good games on this map, so that's going to be my like position on it. This was an okay game. Like I didn't even do that well. Like Frenic outscored me. He probably outscored me because he killed a couple more of those arties and then like milked the killing support. And I think if I helped him, we could have held this side a little longer. But it doesn't matter because, you know, it's too late. And yeah, everyone leaves because these guys are probably trying so hard to turn it around. At least that's what I want to think. And they failed against or like noob retarded team. So maybe the push over here works. If we could have exploited it better, we could have put them down, no problem. Even if we had lost this side. But yeah, that's Quarry. And that's it for me.